From the mind of Tony winner Lin-Manuel Miranda comes Hamilton, the new musical at the Public Theater about founding father Alexander Hamilton. We're here on opening night of the history-making history lesson. Hamilton opening night. How do you feel to be at this point?
I feel great. It's sad to say goodbye to writing it, but it's such a joy to say hello to getting to be in it every night with this incredible company.
Take me back to the moment that you get a phone call that Lin-Manuel Miranda discovered your book while on vacation and wants to make a musical out of it. I mean, I just can't even imagine.
Well, that moment happened when Lin-Manuel Miranda was starring in his first show in the Heights, and I was told that he had read my Alexander Hamilton biography and it made a huge impact. And I went to see him starring in the show, and I went backstage, and the first thing he said to me was that he'd been reading the book on vacation in Mexico, and that as he was reading it, hip-hop songs started rising off the page.
You crack open that book about Alexander Hamilton. What do you think about it sort of like got you?
I think the unlikeliness of his story is the unlikeliness of the American story.
Lin said he read Ron Chernow's book and, you know, it was jumping off the page at him that Alexander Hamilton was Tupac.
After I finished the second chapter, I went on Google to see who had written it already. I was like, someone's surely done this already. It's too good an idea not to have been done. And, you know, no one had done it, so I did it.
You want to freestyle any of your feelings tonight?
Yeah. My wife makes fun of me because I have the slowest flow.
Show me some of that slow flow.
Okay. We're open Hamilton tonight. I gotta go downstairs to my wife.
Lin-Manuel, you wrote the rap. I got your back, and I'm not good at that.
I don't want to freestyle because I am bad.
You want to freestyle how you're feeling a little bit for me?
No. I love you, but no.
I'm all out of words, man. I've been rapping for 3 hours straight.
Why do you think this story fits so well with Lin's style?
Why the story? Because it's a story about a writer who wrote his way out of his situation and wrote what he knew and wrote fervently and fast and passionately and wanted to share that with the world. And I feel like that is what Lin is doing.
I think what Lin understands is how to write about survivors and fighters. And he's done it in all of his shows.
I think hip-hop is the only thing that can tell Hamilton's story. Because the sheer tonnage of verbiage that guy created 3 lifetimes worth of work in a very short lifetime.
To describe it as kind of a hip-hop rap musical is really such a small part of what it is, which is what's so great about it. And I just think that you get to experience a story told with all of the kinds of music that you can possibly imagine.
What's it like being in Lin's world and telling this story?
I am just as much of a fan of the show as our audience is. You know, if I wasn't in this thing, I'd want to see it every night.
Leave it to Lin-Manuel Miranda to make history cool and hip and entertaining and accurate at the same time. Great feat.
Being part of this show make you feel smarter about history?
Not at all. In fact, I've had to go back and start reading books and say, what the hell is going on with the revolution? I've learned so much just from, and this is genuine, I've been so inspired to learn about what was happening.
It gives us a sense of ownership over a country that we have often felt excluded from, you know, particularly in the forming of it. I didn't think much about the Founding Fathers at all before working on this, and not only having had to do research for the part, but also Lin has written them in a way that allows us to understand and feel that they make sense on our bodies.
I wish that we could time travel the original guys back to watch you guys play them. Would that be a kick?
Maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. Might require a few adjustments.
I don't think they ever intended to have their stories told by us, you know? But hopefully they're not rolling over in their graves. You know, hopefully we're doing them justice.
We sing at the very end, who lives, who dies, who tells your story, and I don't think they ever imagined that it would be us, which is the best part ever.
What's the most hip-hop thing you've learned about Alexander Hamilton working on this show?
You know what? He was out there, man. That man just said what he wanted to say, and he believed in what he believed in. And that's America, and that's hip-hop.
That he beefed with everybody.
He was a badass. He didn't care what other people said. He kept going.
I'm the last person that should be talking about what is hip-hop.
Here's something that wasn't even in the show because I cut it for time. He had epic beef with the governor of New York when it was still just a colony, and his name was George Clinton. Can you imagine the P-Funk I could have written for George Clinton that didn't make it into the show? So I'm really sad about that.